Hi guys, it's Quinn. If you appreciate my content, consider hitting the like button. It's the only way the YouTube algorithm really notices me. So Denis Villeneuve, who is the director of this new Dune movie, of course, has been doing a lot of press recently because the world premiere of Dune is September 3rd at the Venice Film Festival. He recently did an interview for Radio Canada, and in it he talks about the future of the Dune franchise. Now, first off, Denis Villeneuve also confirmed in this interview that there is in fact no 4 to 6 hour version of the movie. As I speculated in my video on the subject, Jason Momoa was likely just talking about his wish as opposed to something that he'd actually seen or something that actually existed. The version of Dune that we're getting is the version of Dune that Denis Villeneuve intended to put on screen. Denis Villeneuve also talks about how he's been a fan of the Dune book since he was a teenager, but he doesn't intend to keep doing Dune for the rest of his life. He actually wants to work on other things. So Denis Villeneuve says, "I try not to spread myself too thin. I am a fairly monomaniac person. I try to work on one project at a time. The second part of Dune will be a priority. I'm starting to work on a film about the life of Cleopatra, which is a project that has been with me for a long time. It is a project that I wouldn't have dared to do 10 years ago, but that now I have the technical knowledge to be able to make the film I dream of. There is Dune's second book, The Messiah of Dune, which could make an extraordinary film. I always saw that there could be a trilogy. After that, we'll see. It's years of work. I can't think of going further than that." So this is pretty much expected. Even those of us that have been hoping for a Dune franchise have pretty much understood that Denis Villeneuve probably wouldn't be working on all of the Dune movies that could be potentially released. That would be years and years of his career, and as a creative person, I'm sure he wants to move on to other things. And I wouldn't want to see him force himself to continue working on Dune movies if his heart wasn't in it, no matter how successful they were, because they wouldn't be as good as they would be if he was passionate about them. So I hope for the future of the Dune saga, when Denis Villeneuve does decide to step down from, leading this whole thing, it is passed on to someone that cares as much about the books as he does. Now, it's very curious to me that he is interested in doing Dune Messiah, because that shows me that he really wants to complete the story of the character Paul. Now, you could argue that Paul's story isn't really completed until Children of Dune, but Dune Messiah very much deconstructs a lot of what was established in the first book. It deconstructs the idea of Paul as the hero of the story, and we really end up seeing a side of Paul that we didn't see in Dune, though some of the seeds were there and definitely the outline for it was there. But Dune Messiah is a very tragic book, and it would definitely be interesting to see how Denis Villeneuve portrays the sadness of Paul's story and the tragedy of his life, the tragedy of House Atreides itself. So if Denis Villeneuve does decide to do Dune Messiah, I'm very excited to see how he portrays it. And honestly, I've thought about this a lot, and it seems possible that Children of Dune and God Emperor of Dune could work as a mini-series. Maybe one long mini-series that go right into each other. You could tell the story of Paul's children, the twins Leto and Ganima, and Leto's acquiring of the skin that is not his own, and his metamorphosis into the worm god emperor. It would be pretty exciting, and I think those books would fit the format of a miniseries or television show a lot better than a cinematic film, in the same way that Dune could be a cinematic film. But as of course with all things, we would have to have the right people behind the projects to make it work, people that care about the material, and only the future can reveal what lies next for the Dune franchise. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't want to keep you here too long. Make sure you like and subscribe for more Quinn's ideas. Check out my channel for more science fiction lore.